All right, good morning. Welcome to the video expert training on the day of 25th, Tuesday 25th. Now, what we're going to do, right, let's close everything out and we're going to start from scratch. And all you got to do, see the little drop down? The little drop down under the X, right, and click log out. And click log out. All right. And you could even close that too, because I want you to start from scratch. Okay? Now, let's say you're the first one in, or maybe this was not even turned on when you come to your shift, right?
Okay.
The first thing you do, you double click on the icon that says Video App Center. Double click it. And then it's going to open eventually. Just wait. Okay, and it's open. Now, before we begin, you have 3 screens on that one machine.
Right. Okay.
That mouse can go from 1 to 2 to 3. That's why I labeled them. This is your main screen, which is 1, 2, and 3. And what you do here, your username, which I created for you guys, is safety, all lowercase. And password is safety123. Okay, and as you can see, well, you already did that.
So
No, that's fine. So that's fine. Now, just swing your mouse over there and click OK. Okay, so by default, what I did, I created a workspace. So the minute you log in, all 3 screens populate all cameras that you may want to see on that workspace. A workspace is more like a home, okay?
Okay.
But you can create multiple ones. I'm pretty sure there's going to be A shift, A tour, B tour, C tour.
Correct, yes.
You can create one for each because you may want to see different pictures at a certain time of the day. And to actually create a different workspace, when you see view, click on the View tab. Okay, and click on Workspace. This is where you will be creating your own workspace. You can call it whatever you want, whether A tour, B tour, C tour. Right now, we are using the command room workspace. Okay, that's what we are
Create a
using.
workspace that will go here.
You click on the plus.
On plus add a workspace. Okay.
Okay, so that's where you actually create a brand new one. But if you want to do a brand new one, let's do a brand new one.
Okay.
And as you create a brand new one, what's going to happen, right? It's going to retain whatever is here already as if you're on the command room.
Okay.
Then later on, you can drop any pictures you want on those 3 screens. It's not.
So you just to create a new workspace, it's already starting with this one.
Yeah, it's gonna give you like something to start with.
Right.
Okay. So now you give it a name, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and then click Save. Okay, now it's there, right?
Yes.
Now to make sure you're going to be on your workspace, double click on your name. It's going to ask you, do you want to close the existing and open the new windows? Click Close and open the window. Now it's going to regenerate those 3 screens again, which might have the same pictures that you had before. But at least you know you are on your workspace.
Right. Okay.
Now, you see all the cameras you have at the bottom here? You can drag and drop any one of them to any spots on any of the 3 screens.
Maybe right next to it.
Yep, left click and hold, drag and drop.
Okay.
Okay, anything. You can drag it, you can go all the way to the left.
Right.
It doesn't matter. And you can also change the grid. If you don't want to see a 3x3, you want to see a 2x2, you see the little grid on the main screen here?
Oh, okay.
Right. Drop it. You can select any grid you want. If you want to change it for screen 2, do the same thing.
Okay, okay.
Yep. And you go to screen 3, do the same thing. Okay, now let's say you had all your pictures already populated to those 3 screens.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're done, right click on your name again, right click, and save workspace. Save. So now, let's reopen command room. Yep. See, you didn't change the command room scenery. Now let's open yours back. See, that's the one you created.
Okay.
So it makes life easier for whoever's going to be sitting here on whatever the time is. You know, some guys may want to see some inside shot in the morning. Some guys may want to see some outside pictures in the evening. That's really your prerogative.
Yeah, okay.
But at least you know how to do it.
All right.
And then as long as you give it a name, no one can't miss it. And once you're done with your workspace, pretty much that's how you really generate pictures through the 3 screens. Now you have something called tabs. Tabs is individual screen.
Right.
Okay. To create a tab, the same thing. You click on View, and you're already on there, and then you click Save Tab. On New Tab or Save Tab. If you had a tab there already, you click on Save Tab, you'll see them all in there. See? If you want to create a new tab, you click on New Tab. Then you would select the the grid, whatever it is. See, I'm glad you're moving on faster than me.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'm getting the hang of it.
All right?
All right, so that's my new tab.
And then pretty much you don't go and save it there. You see the little file, the file tab, save as. You could give it a name. You could say since it's monitor 1, you could save it as monitor 1, whatever it is. Okay, tab training M1. At least you know that's what you want in monitor 1. Then you hit save.
Okay.
Okay, now if you go to save tab, you'll see it's in there.
Tab training, man, okay.
Okay, and here we go.
That is,
Okay, plain and simple. It's a plug and play system. I mean, the hard part of it is done, is to set it up. Right now, all you guys gotta do is to play. Just get your key and drive.
Okay.
Okay? So once you really know how to move around pictures, and like I said, you can go between all 3 screens by left click and hold the camera and go all the way over.
Right.
Okay? Now, let's go through some of the camera features. You have some fixed cameras in the building. You have some PTZ outside. And you also have some 360 cameras, which is the
fisheye one?
the fish eyes.
Okay,
Okay? So pretty much if you want to enable and turn them around, so once you put the mouse on there, you see the little circle on the left corner of the screen? You enable it now. You can actually zoom in, zoom out, do whatever you want.
Oh, wow.
You can use the wheel of the mouse to zoom in and out as well. You can pin it. Use the mouse, hold it, and then go up and down. It's gonna turn the whole fish.
Oh, wow.
You could zoom in as close as possible as well. See, then turn it out and then turn it again. So that it's gonna give you more like a wall camera. It depends on how far or how close you are. Go a little bit in, and I'll show you what I mean. Keep going. Now you can pan it up. It looks like a normal camera on a wall. And the best part about this camera, no matter what you're doing here, when you're doing the playback, you still see the whole thing. You're not missing anything.
Right.
Okay? Because what you're doing here, if somebody else was on another computer, they're not seeing anything of this.
They're just
They just see the fisheye.
Right.
Okay? And then once you're done playing around, then disable it by clicking on the circle again. That's it. But if you want to fix it before you leave it, go back in, fix it. Okay? And disable it, then you're good to go.
Okay.
Okay? You have some 360s. Let's find a 360 from outside. And the 360s, if you look at the pictures, this is a fixed camera.
Okay.
This is the fisheye.
Right.
Now, if you keep going down, the PTZs are going to be like a little dome. Those are encoders. I think your PTZs are all the way up. They're all the way on top. Okay, here's one. Okay, you can drop it. You could double click and open that screen if you want. Okay, and same scenario. Enable it, top left corner. Then you can use your mouse, use the wheel, zoom as close as you want. Amazing cameras. You can actually look for a penny on the floor if you want.
Yeah.
And as you start playing around, you'll see, how to get comfortable with it. Which is nice. Nice. And this is good for license plates.
Right.
And then once you're done, you put it where it was. And that's another thing my partner will be doing for you guys, is to give him what you want to see with those PTZs all the time. He's going to create a pattern so that when you move it, after a minute of untouched, it's going to go back to its park position. Okay? So that's something he'll do down the line with you. Okay, and once you're done, same thing. You uncheck the blue, and then now you're back to normal. Okay. Here we go. That's how you maneuver your cameras. Okay. Now, a few things I can tell you about here is that if you ever need to change your password or anything like that, the drop down arrow under the X, the main X. Okay, you will go to preference, and that's where you change your password if you wanted. Yeah, see change password at the bottom right.
Okay.
Okay, that's where you would want to change it if you want. Put the old and then put the new. All right, and then if you're not doing anything here, click the X, close out. Okay, so that's pretty much your live view of cameras. Now, what I've done, I create a different user ID and password so you guys can do playback only. Because I don't want, while you guys watching video and you're doing playback at the same time, that will actually get you away from what you're supposed to be watching.
Right, okay.
So if you want to do playback, what I would recommend is possibly go to one of the workstations in the back rooms, sit down, do your playback, and the guys can do their stuff here by watching all the videos. And there are there's a separate user ID and password that I created for that. This user ID and password will allow you to do everything except doing playback. And that's the safety and safety 123. Yep. All right, so let's go, and we're gonna log out this time, and we're gonna log in with the account that has the ability for the playback. You don't need to close that. Click cancel, just click on the drop down, Click log out. Click log out. And then you log back in with the new account. That one is going to be,
Let me know.
yeah, pause this. Okay, to do playback, you enter the playback user ID and playback password. Okay, and click on the OK. That will happen once in a while, but that's fine. Okay, now to do playback, what I would recommend is always to have a game plan. Let's say something happened. If you don't know when it happened and where it happened, now of course you're gonna have to start
24 hours.
right, searching around, and which is where you can actually do it. Let's say this is the camera that you wanted to play back from. If you use your mouse and leave it at the bottom here, you'll see all the greens. You see? Those are all your playback. You can actually hold and keep dragging this over, and you'll see the time is going to start changing. Just hold it and then drag it. Push it over. Let me see. If you click, it's going to take you there. And then if you want to keep moving it, you can hold it and then drag it. See? Here we go. Okay, so you can move it like that, or if you know exactly the spot, you can actually click it and then it's going to start playing that section for you. Okay, and this is, that's happened earlier.
Okay.
All right, so now by you finding the actual date, the actual time, and you know how long of a clip that you're going to be recording, save. It makes life easier for you when you want to do your investigation.
Right.
Okay. And I'll show you what I mean. So now let's say this is the area you're gonna have to get that clip from. And your next thing is, if you look at the bottom left of that screen, you see the little circle with the little arrow? It says investigate. That's where you start doing your investigation, which then saves it into the hard drive, and then you can copy it. Okay? So now, remember when I said if you know your actual time, then you can actually click something here. Just click on here, and then it's gonna create a little scenario for you. Now you can open it, or you don't have to open it. Just click on the drop-down arrow. It's a little drop-down arrow in that box. Let's take add to playlist. Now you see top left corner?
Yeah.
It adds it. Now that's where it makes it very, very easy for you. If you knew the actual time, just click on the start time and put it right in. As long as you have the playlist up there, you can actually make that change. You can use your mouse to make the change. You can use the keyboard to make the change. Okay? That's your starting time, and then the date, the stopping, same way. Put something close by, whether it's a minute or two. Click on it, make sure it. Well, go back. It's, yeah. Go back. There we go. Now you're on 557. Yeah, 554. Okay, so that's about 14 minutes, so that's fine. Okay, now you don't need to do anything down there. Once you put the actual stop time and start time and stop time, you see the little arrow with the box, the blue box with the arrow?
Yeah.
Click on it. Now, this screen, I want you to be careful, right? You give it a name for the file that you're gonna save. Or click on the box. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Now you see where it says encrypt this export. If you select encrypt, you're gonna have to put a password. So whoever's gonna be viewing that video needs to know the password,
All right.
or else that video will not open.
Okay.
Okay, so and I think it's a good thing because if you want this to be a secure file for someone to go in and view,
Right.
I would say encrypt it.
Okay.
But you always have to remember not to forget it, or else that's like a lost case.
Yeah.
So let's select it, and then put a password to it.
I'm creating the password.
Anything you want.
Each time I'm saving, I'm creating my own new password.
That's correct.
Okay.
Because each video is going to be something different, possibly. And if you don't want to encrypt it, do not select anything, and then click continue. Okay, now start exporting. And you can click on view while it's doing it. So you'll see the process. You see the very top? It's gonna, because it's a big file,
okay.
so it's still loading. Once it's done, it's gonna say, you're gonna have the word download to the right. Still going, because it's a big file, so it's gonna take a little while. Yeah, let it go. Yeah, the playback on this particular system is a lot smoother, easier than the other one.
Right. Yeah.
You know. Okay, see, now you see the little arrow next to download? Drop it. Now that's very important. You always have to download, if it's a brand new clip that you're sending to somebody, you have to download it with Video Expert Player. Okay? And it's always good to download it with Video Expert Player because it's more like your timestamp.
All right.
Okay. Now it shows you the name that you've already created. So that's good. Now it shows you where you'll find that file once you're done. It's going to be in Documents. Okay.
Okay.
And you can also change it, but sometimes it's best to leave it at the default spot.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Now hit save. Okay, now it's done. Now you can say show file.
Waiting for that. I'm sorry.
Show file, it's next to your,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Now it's gonna show you where it is in the system, which is it's on the document. Yep, left click, here it is. It says right here. Now if you wanted to burn that clip, you would make sure you select video, move the mouse down. You would select the Video Expert Player. As well, you hit your control key, not shift, control key, and then you would select your actual file.
All right.
Then you do a right click on one of those two, right click, and then you will actually send it to where you want it to go. If you have a thumb drive, if you have a CD, then that's how you do it. You just send it to where it's got to go.
Okay.
Okay, very simple.
Otherwise, it stays in Documents, but if I need to create a copy for risk management,
It's there. It's there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to play it before you even send it, first you double click on the Video Expert Player. You always need to start the Video Expert Player before you start the video itself, because the player is more like the platform for you to play the video.
Okay.
Okay. Once that opens, you click Open File at the center. Then you select the file that you created. Now it's going to ask you for the password. Yep, open video in player.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Very simple. And you can always move it fast forward. It's up to you. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I get it.
And once you're done, of course, close out of the player. Okay, close out the player again. Okay, now close this out, close all this out. Now, once you get back to the actual frame where you started the investigation, you want to close out the investigation totally. See the X next to investigation title? Up, right here. Click it. Now you're back to the screen where you actually did your playback. Now, last but not least, if you move the mouse this way with the arrow, the return arrow, it says jump to now. Now you're back to live shots right now from outside. Okay? If you didn't do that, then you would still be looking at a playback section.
Okay.
And that's that. That's how you do your playback.
All right.
Okay? I mean, if you want to do a little bit on your own, I'll be watching. Just pick anything else you want and then do a little playback on your own and see how you do. Now remember, this is the playback. That's the playback scenery.
Right. Okay.
So nothing is being saved here for anything.
All right.
So you would have to get out of here and then lag back out. Nope, you shrink it. Go back up and select that one. Yep. Nope. Select that one. Lag out. The drop down arrow. Here we go. Then you could lag in under safety. Okay. This is all you. That's the one you created. You double click. Okay. It's going to reopen the new one for you. There we go. Yep, that's your command room, and that's all.
Now you said the playback typically we wouldn't be doing it here. We'd be doing it in the back in another.
Yeah,
workstation,
because
right?
it's a little it's kind of hard because you got to keep your head up here, and then if somebody else was doing something as far as viewing video, then they have to stop that flow because you want to lag out and lag into the playback. Now you don't have any viewage of what's going on out there.
Right.
Okay. So we have a workstation back there. It's a badging station. You can sit there and do the playback. And then Chief also has a workstation at his office. Oh, you got to click in the box. Okay. Chief has a workstation in his office as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to open up. Yeah, if it doesn't open, look, leave your mouse on the icon down here. Okay, see the third screen? Click on the, yeah. That's the two. Go back in it again. Click on the click on the middle one. Okay, that's this one. It looks like it's hiding somewhere. Okay. Well, you can create a new one. Click on view and then grab one of the grids and then drop it next to the drop it here. Here we go. Yep. Anything you want. Double click so you can see it larger. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's where you do your investigation. And of course, you want to create a section where you can actually save it to your tab. Yeah, you see the box? Now click on it. Now click on the drop down. So you can save it. You see the little drop down? Once you open this
Oh,
up,
yeah, okay.
click on the drop down. Add to playlist, and then that's where you actually fix your time.
Time. Leave that.
Mm-hmm.
Leave that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, this one already give you like a 2 minutes,
Yeah.
so you can actually save that, and then you click on the front arrow in the blue box. Yep. Give it a name.
I'll call it.
All right.
Click this export, yes. Password 4331.
Okay. Yep. It's doing this thing.
9 seconds.
See, that was done. Now click on the, yep. That's right.
Documents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it. And then show file. Okay, and then if you want to play it, same thing we did before. Here we go.
All right.
You're an expert already.
I'm pretty comfortable with this.
Like I said, it's the more time you spend with it, the
Yeah.
easier it gets. That's all there is to it. It's just like any given object. You stop playing with it for a while, you gotta get comfortable back again.
Okay. All right, yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty comfortable with this.
And then of course close the investigation. Okay, I guess.
I closed that.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, and then start your VX and go back to safety. And that's it.
Okay. All right. I'm
All
pretty
right.
comfortable with this.
Anytime, man.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Anytime.